How are you all doing, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you're having a fantastic day. So we're here today with Kingdom Manga chapter 491, 492, 493, 494, and 495 reaction. So we ended off last time basically with Riboku. As I always so eloquently do, I always look back at like the last chapter of what I read previously, just to see where we ended off. And last chapter we ended off with Riboku proposing an alliance, which obviously was shut down right away by Ace was having none of it. He was like, no. Through military might we shall conquest, and we shall capture, and we shall destroy all of you. Goodbye. like, goodbye. I have spoken. Thus he has spoken. And thus there is no more alliance talk from you, Mr. Riboku, sir. So that's basically how it ended off with last time. But before that, we obviously had the talk with the She King. Well, can I say alliance? It was more like a proposed alliance. If his conviction stays true, which is very key, because obviously I feel like they wouldn't just bring that up, you know, if there wasn't a I feel like Ace, he's not going to change his conviction, to be totally honest, but they wouldn't bring it up unless there might be something that could change him. So that's all I'm going to say to that topic, alright? We'll see exactly how that goes down. By the way, if you can hear some background noise, it is absolutely freezing. Yeah, it's freezing. I've got no sleeve on, but it is what it is, It's absolutely freezing, which is why I got a blanket on. That should be more than enough. But, you know, it's freezing. So if you can hear some background noise, I've got the heat run, so you might hear it. I can hear it. I don't know what you kind of can hear the water just kind of like being warmed, being heated. But yeah, let's get started, ladies and gentlemen, with chapter 491 to 496. We're almost at 500 now, and I think how many chapters are there? There are 634, so we've got a little bit more of like 150-ish. Chapters left. By the time I catch up, it'll probably be like 100 and... Honestly, probably like 160-ish. And 10 weeks, I think I'll be caught up 5 chapters each week. Not quite. By the time I catch up, it'll probably be like 180, 190-ish. Alright. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let us get started with 491. Shin's Obstacle. We see the She King. Munch, quite delicious. Not your snake. That usually has on his tongue right now. That's what I was talking about. Your mother, she was too kind. Saitaku-sama, let him sleep. Let him sleep, eh? Let him sleep to his eternal rest. Just leave him be until the discussion at the audience hall concludes. Yes, sir. Each and every day is marvelous. Are the ingredients all that of Shin? Fuck me. 1 second. I've got nothing to drink. My throat is absolutely killing me. And yet here I am. Hey, I just need some water. I just need some water. Fuck it. I'll be good to go soon. Let me just speak, and my throat can either give up or it can adjust to the program. As it is known, you adapt or you die. Evolution. Indeed, Your Majesty, the poultry is a breed known as the Kima, stemming from deep within the Shinta Mountains located in Shin's northwest, while the golden fish used in the fish dish has been sourced from the Ryosei River, set to possess the clearest water in all of Shin. The vegetables are green. Okay, we're having some serious spelling errors here. The vegetables grains were grown in the fertile land of the Sekai county of Shin. The more one chews the rice, the sweeter the flavor that comes out. I'm one of the people that don't like rice, just saying. Because I've eaten it so much in my life that right now, it's not that I don't like it. If I had the chance to eat anything else, I would eat anything else. Because again, I've eaten it so much in my life that like, it just becomes normal in a way. It's very weird to describe. I know a lot of you that have eaten the same food over and over throughout your whole life. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, I believe our rice would not lose even to that of the northern Jews, which is said by some to be the best in the entire world. So it truly could be considered Shin's rice, Shin's meat, and Shin's vegetables. Exactly so, your majesty. Then what if I were to tell you that from tomorrow onwards, all of this would be considered Zhao's rice, Zhao's meat, and Zhao's vegetable? How would that make you feel? That would be absolutely unforgivable. Oh, look at that face there. Absolutely unforgivable. Phew. Is that so? As expected, it would be hard to swallow, wouldn't it? Chapter 491, Shin's Obstacles. Obstacle 1. Bungaku. Zhao. Past the point of no return on the path towards all-out war. And if you would excuse me. Hold it! I cannot let that statement slide. Just what exactly do you mean by Shin will be the ones to regret this? The two tacticians are finally having a go at each other. Do not comprehend, chief of the military, Shohei-kun. I am saying that if Shin was earnestly set forth on a campaign to bring all 6 states on its heel, then the very first state to perish of the 7 in these lands shall be none other than your Shin. What did you say? For Shin, an endeavor on the scale of conquering all 6 states can be thought of as a battle of endurance. They'd have to close it out quickly, basically. In which case, strategically, you would need to swiftly crush our Zhao as one of your first steps, given how close we are located to the center. But so long as Riboku still draw, he doesn't even have to go for the win of defense or anything, he just has to go for like the battle that takes the longest, the stalemate option. But so long as Riboku, still draw breath, Shin shall never be able to take down. Just kill him right now. That's what I would do. I know that's seen as, you see it as a bad king or a bad country doing that to someone that came to your country, but that's what I would do. Head off. Problem solved. Able to take down Zhao. As the clock counts down and your efforts grow more and more desperate, I shall simply lure your men deep into our lands before thoroughly eradicating them. Of course, doing so will come at a great cost to us as well. But even if it results in a 1-for-1 trade, I will gladly take it. Because were Shin to ever become bogged down in its war with Zhao and have its strength sapped away, Chu will, without a doubt, send their forces northbound and claim everything for their own. Even Qumu. What? And while I can tell you now that Chu and Zhao have no such agreement to that effect, it is inconceivable that Karen would let such an opportunity slip. I mean, that's very much true. That's very much true. And what we are saying is that you shall fall to our blades before a situation can occur. Oh, then who, may I ask, shall be the one to slay me? Will it be Kanki, Mobu, To, or even perhaps Osen? Don't make me laugh. What? Are you telling me you hope to unify China with eyes as blind as yours, Chief Shaw? Yeah, this is what I wanted. Alright, the two strategists, the two intellectuals going at it. He should have said. I was hoping Asen was gonna say no. It's gonna be Shin. I was hoping he was gonna say that. Honestly, somebody just come in and be like, no, it's not of those. It's Shin that's gonna slay you. Just saying, bro. These Shin generals that you hold in such high regards, it would seem that a single one of you has even the slightest inkling of just how much of a power gap exists between their likes and I. Oh my, he's hyping himself up. Well, you've got another person that could be a general that you're staring and talking to right now. Sure you could. So allow me to take this chance to make it clear in terms even you can understand. Even if you were to unleash every single one of Shin's general at me simultaneously, there would still not be a match for Riboku. If even despite that, you still intend to do battle with us, then so be it. However, if you have learned nothing else from today, at least remember this. Zhao shall never fall. The ones to perish from this war shall be Shin. And just walks off like, huh. Alright, you know what? Kanki is ruthless. And I feel like Kanki could take him down. I'm not underestimating Riboku. This is actually the most aggressive he's ever been, which is why I think it's a trap. That's why I think it's a trap. I know like the talk has been like, oh no, you shouldn't underestimate Riboku. I think because of him being so aggressive right now, that it's a trap. Alright? Straight up. That's what I think is happening. I think he's saying that to like get them all riled up, to get them all to act recklessly, and then like go from there. I think Kanki, truly, just because he's so different, could take out the Riboku. Maybe like losses on both sides, heavy losses on both sides. I also think Osen, I know there's been so much hype. I don't think Mobu, because Kanki is a strategist. I don't think Mobu. But Osen, with how sneaky he has been, I feel like could go up against Kanki. And win with both losses. And it would be a 50-50. Same with Kanki, 50-50. I think all of them could go up against Riboku and it would be a 50-50. Yeah, that's basically what I think. Those two in particular. Mobu, I don't think so. He's got that brute force, but I wouldn't say he's got the intellectual... Unless like Shoei-kun was like directing him, telling him, okay, do this, do that, like him being a strategist. I would love to see Shoei-kun go up against him. That would be like the battle where like nobody would move, no army would move. And like the battle would be in the mind, like, okay, if I move left, he's gonna go right. And the soldiers wouldn't actually move; they'd stand there for like a whole day. I like the whole battle would just be like a chess game, but nobody's actually playing. Yeah, that's basically what it would be, like a true stalemate. How dare he spout such nonsense? Shin perish? What rubbish! We should just wipe him all out here at Kanji for it. I would do that. I would be that dude, but I know they're not gonna. You must not do so, even when Shin conquers Zhao, as people will never allow themselves to be governed by Shin. Do not allow yourself to fall for his cheap taunts. This is nothing more than a part of his psychological warfare. What do you think, my lord? The reason Riboku came here, that is. If he really was here to sway his majesty, you would think he would have kept it at it a bit longer. That's true. It was probably just so he could see me. What sort of mind with what sort of face speaks of unification? Something to that effect. It's probably what Riboku wished to confirm with his own eyes on his trip here. That's the impression I received. Riboku-sama, he slips. I think... No, I thought he slipped there on the step, but now he's just looking to the side like, haha. It's my second time here, but it still strikes me how beautiful a capital Kanji is. If you ask me, I would say Kantan is even more beautiful. Naturally. No, that's your nationalism they're speaking there. So what exactly have you obtained from this little detour? With this, the future grows clear. Looks like it's all-out warfare after all. With this, there will be no more regrets or hesitations. Yes. That was the first time I've seen Riboku-san make such an outburst. Did it stem from aggravation born from the future he sees, which means what we're about to enter is a brutal and savage era of warfare between Xiao and Shin, with no turning back. The storm has come upon us earlier than we expected. Bahanji, Sunjui-ju, the moment we return, you two are to each recruit an additional 20,000 men and see to their training. Once Riboku returned to Zhao would open its coffers to focus on strengthening its military. And in the same manner, Shin would also begin to distribute its funds from its treasury to upgrade its forces across the state. Shin, Taiken, north of Teika village. Sure was generous of them. Didn't expect headquarters to send us enough money and rice to sign on another 1,000 men. Don't push. And they said we could place orders for whatever gear we wanted to. Really? Then I want a glaive. One of them new shall. I want a shield. Duke your shield. Modern, if you start swinging one of those around, you're gonna get swamped by people wanting to take it off you. Yikes, that's true. Wait, weren't we only looking for another 1,000 guys here? There's almost 2,000 gathered here. No, you idiot. We're recruiting at Tabi and Kan too, so we're only meant to take on 300 here today. Well, about that. No! What? We said we were only looking for 300, but almost 2,000 people came. When did we get so popular? Everyone likes you. You're the big rising star. We're not like this is bad for us either. It'll let us pick out only the best of the best. And why the heck isn't the captain here yet? Did he get lost in the way or something? Who's that? For a second, I thought that was 10. Cartio 10. What should we do, Nichan? I'm not confident enough to think I can make it as one of the 300 out of all these people. archers. We haven't got archers in the Hishin yet, so I would love it, those two. And after we went through all that effort coming down the mountain too, it'll be fine, Tan. We're just gonna believe in ourselves. Doesn't matter what it is. He's got a feather, of course, you know. It's a typical archer look. Doesn't matter what it takes. Well, it's more so to like feel out where the wind is coming from, I guess. Doesn't matter what it takes. We're gonna join these guys that we admire. Everyone admires us so much. Hey, sorry, but is this where that recruiting thing's happening? He's strong. Nietzsche, this guy is definitely strong. Calm down, Tan. Yeah, that's right. Phew, that's so. Finally made it then. Thank you too. Wait, if you're here to apply, do you need not to line up from here? Nah. I'm with this guy, so I don't need to borrow with that. He's from the Hishin. Oh, shit. My boy, you got two archers. You haven't got archers on your team. Get some archers. Give it your best, yeah? Archer, brother. Okay, well, we got to talk to someone from the Hishin unit. Looks like Shin's here. Ensign, go ahead. Great. Attention. We will hereby commence. Damn, I want to see their faces once they realize who it is. We will hereby commence the selection trials for joining the Hishin unit. That'd be a fun face to see. Like, Masaka. Shin? Chapter 492. Recruitment for growth. Ooh, look at her. If Kuka was in this show, you know. Moving forward through meeting new people, the path of a strategist. Building up through battlefields, the dream of conquest. Chapter 492. Recruitment for growth. And they're just running through all the tests, the trials and tribulations, running, I think, around the tree and whatnot. You in the blue shirt, disqualified. Can't do this. Bath. Even if you have to throw up, keep moving. The moment you stop, you're out. If you have to bath, do it while... Don't do it far because you're going to run into it. Listen up, maggots. Hanging exercises aren't about your arm muscle. It's about guts. If you've got the guts, then you can even last 3 whole days. And the first ones to die in battle are the ones without guts. I shouldn't say guts. I shouldn't say guts. I need some water or something. Fuck it. Maggot. And the first one's to die. Can't take it anymore. Foot, you fail, and you two, get out of my sight, you weakling. Oh boy. All these tests that Kaiju 10 came up with just a little bit too extreme. There's no way we'd make it through those. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think you've got the guts to survive on the battlefield, but these tests are a little bit off. You're slowing down, pick it up. Thank goodness we got in here when Hishin was still smaller. Disqualified foot, disqualified foot, disqualified foot. Now just hold on 1 minute, you assholes. Bastards getting all carried away just cause we're here to take your stupid tests. You guys wouldn't survive. Yeah, If it's just running around in circles, even kids can do that. Isn't the battlefield a place where it's kill or be killed? About town, we got a few with some pep in them. Say again, sir. We're testing you to see if you have the guts and stamina needed to kill others on the battlefield. Are you shitting me? There's other ways of finding out who's... It's not about strong, it's about endurance more than anything. Not by running, but with swords. Bring us some swords and we'll prove it to you. Fine by me. Get these guys some swords then. Real blades, 10 of them. I'll use this... Oh, he's about to whoop their ass. I'll use this wooden one. All 10 of you can come at me. Anyone who can injure me instantly passes. No questions asked. Suganat Kakali. With a wooden sword, just beats them all. It was like, nah, so come on. I've been on this battlefield for way too long, you little shits. Little cocky shits. I yield. Aren't you glad that this isn't a battlefield? Woo! No, I'm pretty sure that was overkill. Scary. That's one of the Hishin unit's officers for you. Seriously glad we got an agent. Yeah, exactly. Wait, he's still... I've heard of you, Sugan. Even within the Hishin unit, you're meant to be one of the top swordsmen. What of it? Just answer me one thing. Is Shin the captain even stronger than... Yes. Even if there were 100 of me and all of them attacked him at the same time, we still wouldn't beat him. That's how strong our boss is. 100? Someone as strong as him? Whoa. Well, how about it? Doesn't hearing that just make you want to join the Hishin unit even more? Yeah, of course you want to join. Yeah, that's how you rile them up. If that's the case, then don't just sit there flapping your gums. Get your asses back in the queue and challenge the test again. If you seriously want to join us on the battlefield, Sugan, the big boss, then you have to pass today's test, even if it kills you. You hear me? Yes, sir. Well, go, we can do it, yeah. And they're gonna see Shin, they're gonna be like, what's this? I mean, he's not a little brat anymore, but back when he was a little brat, they would have been like, what's this little brat all about? But now it's like, oh, my goodness, Shin. And once they actually see him fight, it's like, oh my goodness, Shin. When to see him and Q-Climb just spar, like, my goodness, you two. Looks like those guys are all rearing up too, Aren't these tests way too harsh though? Even back in Dukiao Army, we didn't hold anything like this. If we're serious about evolving the Hishin unit, then first we have to start with the physical aspects of our soldiers, since that's basically the foundation, and the mental aspect comes from experience in the battlefield. If it's close quarter combat, then I can honestly say that the Hishin unit could be ranked quite highly. But when faced with Keisha's elite cavalry back at Kokyo, we still found ourselves torn apart. Whether it is our cavalry or infantry, it is clear that our men are lacking on an individual basis. So before we even start worrying about tactics or strategy, we need to solve this first. Everyone needs to grow up, develop individually. Otherwise, we won't stand a chance against the powerful enemies to come. But with these tests, the only thing we're going to be left with are dumb stamina freaks. Yeah, I know, which is why I'm planning on scouting for people with special abilities amongst those that don't manage to qualify. What do you mean, special ability like archers? Anything which can be of use in battle, even if they're lacking physically, having people with special skills unique to them are valuable too. For example, someone who can see twice as far as a normal person, or someone who can walk on water. Yeah, I don't actually know what year is this. You're a bit wrong time. Wait, does that even exist? Except finding someone like that is extremely rare, which is why our first priority is to focus on recruiting people who can fight well. What? Oh. What's with the sorry-looking lot? Damn it, probably the ones who didn't make it, kakaka. They really are depressed, huh? Yeah, they see each other. Oh, aren't you the Archer brothers? So you guys got disqualified. Sir Captain. Nichan, we got to meet the Hishin unit's captain again. I can't believe I know, we still failed the test though. That's a real shame. I had a good feeling about you guys. Intuition, there you go. Kaio 10 can't figure it out, but Shin knows the special people when he sees them. Well, intuition. Yes, sir, we were confident in our archery, but got disqualified before we could even show it off. We regret naively thinking that we would be able to make it by virtue of our archery skills alone. Sorry, archery, huh? Come to think of it, didn't you say you wanted archers 10? I told you already, that's not going to work. First we need to gather up the ones with good fundamentals. I'm talking about that special skills thing. Nichan. That's Kaio 10, the strategist, moron. That's Tensan to you. She's really cute. Kawaii. Baka. Well, if we're going to enlist them on those grounds, then they'll need to at least do something like be able to accurately hit a target twice as far as everyone else to make up for the other aspects in which they're lacking targets. You mean those? Yeah, twice as far as those guys doing it now. Are you up to the task? Oh, those targets over there. Easily done. Easily done. Like, just straight up. Easily done. No, you idiot. What are you? Hey, not from there. Stop. There's people in. Suck. Like literally passing through people that are literally like working like just passing right through. Oh, that's a shock. Bullseye. We've got Robin Hood. If the feather wasn't a dead giveaway, we've got Robin Hood in the building. Wobble, wobble, wobble. See? Haha. Why did you shoot it from? Wait, no. Wasn't that like 10 times the distance? Wait a second. That's just then. You were aiming for it, weren't you? You aimed your arrow to fly between those people running there, and yet still hit a target, right? Well, yeah. I mean, if I didn't, someone would get hurt real bad, right? You gotta be kidding me. Sorry, what? Could you do that one more time? Wow, so close. Just hits it right away. Just splits the arrow. Oh, no, it's the other person. Let me have a try, too. Jeez, Tan, say something before you shoot. What? What the hell is wrong with these two brothers? 10. Our veteran archers meant to be able to... There's no way they're capable of this. Just the distance alone is already outrageous. Where exactly did you two learn those skills from? The mountains. We're hunters. It's how we make our living. They did say we came down from the mountain. That's not what I meant. Who was the one that taught you archery? That'd be Pops then. Your old man. Then where can we find your dad right now? He's dead. He died in a war. He joined some army led by some crazy general called... Duke Xiao got given a reckless order to charge. Went right away. Under Duke Xiao, yes sir. Got it, yeah. Hey, I used to be part of Duke Xiao's army too. What was your old man's name? Sogen. Sogen? Can't say I remember any grunt by that name, yeah? Well, not surprising. There were like 10,000 men in Duke Kiao's army after all, Sogen. So, wait, by Sogen, you mean Sogen? The Sogen who created that special cavalry archer division? They got clout. But are both of them going to reach like the 10 great archers of Japan, of China? What? So you didn't know him, Garo? Yeah, I did. But I'm surprised you guys don't know about him. Well, it's true that he died pretty early on, so he didn't end up making a name for himself, but still Sogen is. He was a master archer, counted as one of the 10 bows, and the only one out of them who hailed from Shin. Well then, you two in the squad. Nepotism. Nepotism. And now we've run into two guys who inherited his sneaks, and they want to join the Hishin unit. Is it just me, or does it look like we might make it in after all? You really think so, Nichan? You're in. There's no more debate. There's no none of that nonsense anymore. You're in now. You're in now. You're archers. Archery has always been one of my favorite. It just requires so much skill. When I was like a little kid, I used to have like a toy bow, you know, and arrows and whatnot, like a plastic one with like a suction cup at the front. I love it. Alright. Archery would be something that I would learn to learn, honestly, wouldn't it? I should probably do it sooner than later, honestly, because I'm quite old now. I want to perish before I ever get the chance. Sad days. Anyway, one of the 10 bows of China. Well, you two have a lot to live up to. A lot to live up to then. A lot to make sure that you don't disappoint, I guess. I believe in you two. There's a reason you two were introduced. 10, yep, hep, and down. It's 10 times the distance from what I've heard. The whole 10 bows thing was started during the reign of King Bude of Zhao. He sent out a call throughout the land, gathering all those who were confident in their archery, and the top 10 who emerged from the competition came to be called the 10 bows. Kinrei, the man who was crowned champion, was said to be able to hit a target 8 out of 10 times from 500 paces away. Should be around here, Nichan. Okay, Step. Huh? That's right. Around this distance. Don't tell me they're going to hit it. Like 8 out of 10 times. The one who's crowned champion. Barely visible. The proof of being one of the 10 bows of China. What? Chapter 493, a fresh start. Strain, shoots. I don't think it's going to hit. Is it? The brother is shooting as well. While living in the mountains, the two of us have always competed with each other to see who would hit a target first. You shot first. You shot. Alright, now, who hit the target? Not whose arrow hit it first, but like who hit it first out of us two. To see who could hit a target first. Oh, and that father was able to hit the target 8 out of 10 times at this distance as well. Well, time to come. You're not there yet. Yours is probably like 1 out of 10 times at the moment, but still that one time is more impressive. But it's amazing. Doesn't that mean it was equal to the best of the 10 bows? It seems there is someone in Wei who is capable of landing 9 out of 10 shots there. The man known as Bashuri. Bashuri? Who's that? He's the strongest archer in all of Wayne, known by the name of Godbow. It's said the number of commanders that have fallen to his arrows exceed 100. And while he has retired from the front lines now, he's still considered to be one of the top 3 within the 10 bows. We finally get some more. This has been one of my things the whole time, right? I wanted more info on like the 10 bows. Because to me, that's just epic. Like the 10 bows, that's just such a Don title. Then what about the other two? Sensubi of Yan and Seikyao of Xiao. Zhao is just stacked, honestly. Vic. At any rate, our father wanted to challenge Bashure of Wei, so he left the two of us in the mountains and headed out to the battlefield. Jin, Dan, I'm heading off. What? But what about our food and... You have your bows, don't you? Sound like he was a pretty shitty guy. He's like, hey, I've told you enough. Not stand on your own 2 feet. And so he went to the battlefield, was unlucky and got drafted into Kiao's army, then kicked the bucket straight away. That's what I was told. Step, wait. You speak as though Sogen-sama died without accomplishing anything at all. That's not true, Gakure. If it's about Sogen-sama, old man Gakure knows more than me. That's a fierce-looking person. Certainly, Sogen-sama was not with us for long, but in a short period he was with us. His arrows saved many of our allies and slew many of the enemy officers, guiding us to victory. His crowning moment was his duel against Duke Haku of Wei, a man who was considered to be one of the Oh. Oh my! I want some. I want an archery battle, an archery duel. His crowning moment was his duel against Duke Haku of Wei, a man who was considered to be one of the 10 bows. With fierce fighting on all sides, the two launched arrows after arrows at each other, and with Sogen-sama's 6th arrow, he pierced the right eye of. He pierced the right eye of Duke Haku. Through that one shot, Sogen-sama was unequivocally recognized as one of the 10 bows by both friends and foe alike. Following that, Sogen-sama was personally picked out by Duke Hyao to form a special detachment, a roaming force comprised solely of mounted archers, and do as you like, aye. Their power was overwhelming. At that time, just hearing the name of the Azure bows was enough to make our enemies tremble in fear. Note, Akasokyo unit. Sokyu unit. The So in Sokyu is the same as in Sogetsu's name. Soget's name, not Sogetsu. I'm thinking of Mugetsu right now, damn it. But on one sortie to rescue some allies who had been cornered, the Azure Bows were ambushed by a large number of enemies and were hideously defeated. And it was there that Sogen-sama fell as well. You have my apologies, for I was one of the men saved by Sogen-sama's action on that day. Therefore, you could say, I was greatly involved in your father's death. Oh no, please raise your head. Just hearing that our father was of use makes me happy. Pops was a clumsy guy, so we figured he died after getting trampled by a horse or something like that. Yeah, well saying, oh no, or something like that. Seriously, there's nothing for you to feel bad about. If anything, hearing a story made me happy. So that's what happened. Makes you want to go to battlefield more than ever, right, Tan? Got it, Ni-chan. So, why did you guys want to join the Hishin unit anyway? Tan, yeah. Whenever we would visit the town, we'd often catch wind of some gossip. Fuck. Talk, the drawing of the bows, okay? About us, what sort of things? About how regardless of anything, the Hishin unit and its captain were straight, like an arrow in flight. And there's no doubt about that. Although technically an arrow bow is, gradually, it's like a circle. It's not like a circle is not just like one corner. It's an endless amount of corners. I know it's a philosophical debate, alright? Is a circle a perfect circle? Is it just one line with no corners? Or is it an infinite amount of corners? It's like, it's an infinite amount of corners, in my opinion. It's just because that's cooler. But yeah, that's all I'm saying. It's not you're not really flying straight like an arrow. It's like multiple deviations, just saying, alright? And the wind can, mess it up too. Oh, and there was talk about how cute Kyukai and Kaio-ten were as well, right, Nishan? You don't need to bring that up right now, Tan. Get it. Also, I told you, it's Ten-san and Kyukai-san. So, I want to see Ten's reaction. Got to see everyone's reaction from the back without front foot, damn it. I know that we got kicked out of the endurance test really early on, but I swear on our bows that we will fight for you to the utmost of our abilities. So please, let us join the Hishin unit. Tan. Well, Kaio-ten. Shouldn't have said that shit. Actually, no, that helped you. That helped you a lot. Just that one line helped you a lot. You'll need to work on building up stamina before heading out to the battlefield, alright? Yeah. Huh? We did it! Yatta! We got in, Tan. We did it. They're not gonna say it was all a lie later. Ka. That was easy. You found 2 right off the bat for your special skills thing. It's not easy at all. You can see it too, can't you, shit? That target. Wasn't it like 8 out of 10 times or 9 out of 10 times? When they say target, right? They don't mean like the center circle. They mean like the right? Because otherwise, these guys are like the best archers already. Which I don't think is the case. I think they're talking about the center circle. I'm not going to count how many, but it looks like... Okay, I am going to count. It looks like... It's difficult to tell, actually. Oh, my goodness. We've got some good archers. Finally. Did someone make the cut already? Thank you so much. You're kidding, right? Aren't those the dropouts? What? Don't get distracted. You'll fail. Tremble. Kanto. Ah, shut up. It's cause you broke my nose early, that's why. Running out of breath looks like you've hit your limit, huh? Kanto. Why did you choose to join the Hishin unit? It's not like you're gonna make it, so I might as well ask now. Screw you. can you just piss off? Why us, Kanto? Our captain that crawled his way up from his position as a servant. And how most of these guys who serve under him come from peasant backgrounds. I think that's inspiring, to say the least. When you hear all the stories of what they've done, who wouldn't look up to and admire something like that? Just you watch. I'm definitely making it in. I like that spirit and that motivation. Do your best then. We're gonna make it in too, even if it kills us, Kanto. Can you guys just drop out already? Kaio 10 would have been happy to have even 200 men left by the end of a grueling gauntlet, but in reality a shocking 350 had managed to pass all their tests. For real? No way. Masaka. What? No. What do we do then? We're only meant to pick up 300. Just pick them all up, honestly. I don't know if we can, but just do it. Then I guess we'll just have all 350 qualify. We can balance it out with the others. You heard it, fellas. Yeah! Elsewhere, Kyukai, a different testing ground, undertaking the exact same trials, but overseen by Kyukai, had ended the day with 400 men that fast. Even the kids are gonna go to war alongside... Of course. Oh, of course. I would do the same, honestly. I would do it. I would do the same. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd do the same. What's wrong with this, guys? It's definitely because they've all got the rising. Of course. Who wouldn't? Kyukai-sama. I just meant Kyukai-sama. On the final testing ground, Susu had exactly filled the quota of 400 men he was given. Yeah, we did it! Altogether, it added up to 1,150, meaning they had 150 too many. Why are there still so many? They all kind of tried really hard. Lacking any other options, they were forced to hold another test to cut down the numbers to the required 1,000. Sorry. Are you serious? Shit. And this time with weights. Oh, screw it all. I'm staying even if it kills me. Oh, that's the motivation, son of a bitch. We looked at her, Nissan. Right, idiot. Now you should feel bad. And so, at long and then, the Hisha unit is just powerful now. Like individually powerful now as well. At long last, out of all who applied, 1,000 men of formidable physical ability were the chosen few that remained. And it was these men who would now be officially inducted into the Hishin unit to become part of their new strength. All these new people. I like that hair though. The one guy that's like, they came from certain backgrounds, so they're so inspiring. Who wouldn't want to be part of them? I like his hair. Cool hair. The fact that you're standing here now means that you have endured those grueling tests, which is no small tasks. Every single one of you is incredible. You can take it from me. Captain Shin! Oh my, his voice. We can hear it, yeah. Captain Shin praises us. But the real hell starts here. What? From today until the day we set out for battle, we're going to be training and drilling you so hard you'll be thrown up blood. What? Honestly, it's going to be so bad that the entrance trials are going to look like children's games in comparison. Haha. Really, Nichan, we might be done for. Idiot, don't win before it even starts. Kanto, bring it on. But the fact that you've come this far means... But the fact that you've come this far means I'm sure you'll pull through. And before I even know it, you'll all have become splendid soldiers. Because we are the Hishin unit. The same Hishin unit that has always kept running non-stop with glory in our sights. And every single one of you here is now one of us. So if you understand what I'm saying, let's get into it with a bang. He's so great. He's a great motivational speaker. I know he's been like following other captains, like generals and whatnot around, like Oki, obviously, Duke Xiao. You know, he's always been following other generals around to like copy their style, I guess. So I really appreciate that, honestly. And obviously he's been through a lot of wars already, so yeah, he's bound to like pick up a lot of things as well as motivational speaking. That's not really something that you just that you just naturally have. It's something that like comes with it comes with time and whatnot. And since he's a person that speaks earnestly, his speeches are trustworthy. That's the key part here. They're trustworthy, and that's why people gravitate towards him so much. Anyway, the 494, Sage of the Underground Prison. Well, okay. Okay, Rumble. A carriage somewhere inside Kanju's step. Chancellor, What brings you here? Unofficial business. Keep this between us. Have the guards inside come out as well. What? I shall be discussing a few matters with him. Surrounded by darkness and knowledge, the true identity of this man is, I'm not sure. Looks like Ace, honestly, from the back. Clang, we're going back in time. Saitaku-sama, Saitaku, sup. A funeral on the scale of a national funeral. Well, if you take into account all his accomplishments, I suppose it's natural. Yeah, I agree. Saitaku, look at his final act. All 6 states have even sent messages expressing their condolences. Not only that, the preparation for the alliance with Yan, who we had lent Saitaku-sama to for many years, seems to have been wrapped up as well. To have effected such a parting gift, even at the end. Though he may have once opposed us as one of the 4 pillars, he has proved himself to be a commendable patriot. Oh, it is... No. Let me just not speak for a second, just to see how it goes. I think I know who it is now. No, the greater gift would still be the meeting he facilitated with the King of Shi, I would say. Saitaka-sama knew his death was approaching. I mean, he can't constantly grab his heart. So before his time ran out, he died. He did everything he could to make the meeting between the 2 kings possible, and then we will use law to govern its people. What is it, Shogun-kun? Mr. Shi, you may be a distasteful fella, but as a bureaucrat, you have more experience and talent than me. Well, I was going to say, was that distasteful part really necessary? So I would like your honest opinion, Mr. Shi. As far as legalization is concerned, would you be considered to be the foremost expert in all of Shin? You would be correct. Is what I would like to say, but that's not the case. We all know one of the 4 pillars of Ryufui, so it really is that man, indeed. He's not called the keeper of legalism for nothing. Rishi, yeah, exactly who I thought it was. The second they mentioned pillars, I was like, okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about. I know that's not what they were talking about, but that's the connection made in my head. It was made in my head instantly at that point. It is he who is considered to be a monstrosity when it comes to law and all that it entails. Look at how good the 4 pillars, honestly, of Ryufui have been. So he's the one that we've seen the least from. So I'm expecting like great things from him right now. What do you want? A filthy person like this is hardly a place that befits a chancellor. Saitaku-sama has passed away, so I've heard. If that's all you came for, then you can leave now. I have more to do than you would think. Rishi, what are you doing? But my position as one of the pillars, now a thing of the past. I have returned to being a simple legalist. And what is there for a legalist to do but to read and study works of law, and then think and draw up drafts of new laws? And you believe there will come a day where you will be able to pass these laws? It doesn't have to be me. Even if you and I die, the law will continue to live on and continue to evolve. For that is what the law is. I agree. In his last moments, Saitaku-sama presented to me one last problem to be solved. I believe Saitaku-sama foresaw that the discussion would move in that direction from the beginning, which is why instead of choosing Shohei-kun, he had me stay as the audience to discuss. I see. Makes sense. He had me stay as the audience to discussion. What are you talking about? I'm talking about law. About how after Shin defeats all 6 states, we will create a new system of government that will be overseen entirely by law. A government based on law that will rule over the whole land? Saitaka-sama said that, did he? No, His Majesty did. What? Nutty! And while I am aware that the things His Majesty spoke of are an incredible answer, but still, for something like laws to be able to govern these lands, no matter how hard I rack my brain, I cannot envision such a thing being possible. I'm not surprised. A government based on law that will rule over this entire land. What you speak of is something that touches upon the true essence of legalism. It is not something that the likes of you would be able to see or comprehend. That's the shade. Then what does that mean? That you can see it? A world where law governs all? Indeed, I can. Albeit only vague. Now tell me, now what you can see, even if it's only a vague impression, tell me what sort of law it would be. I have no obligation to indulge you. Certainly you don't. But still, I ask you, did you not say, just then, that you are now a simple legalist? Assuming you were able to truly unify these lands under one banner, then create a set of laws under the simple assumption that the only thing that has changed is the number of people you rule, then it shall end in disaster. Do you know why? because the new citizens of our nation were only recently enemies that we had fought with wrong. Because the states are too big. Is my thing. The states are too big. Customs will be too big. Traditions will be too big. People have different moralities. People. I hate using that quote because it's a quote from One Piece, but yeah, I hate using that quote in like a different show. But people that have never known war have different values than people that have always known war. That's an abridged version of the quote, I guess. But still, people are just different. That's why we have that's why right now in this world we have different states, we have different counties, different people in charge of these counties, and then we have one unifying body. That's basically how it is right now, and the reason for that. Fun story actually. Obviously I only know the UK law, but fun story in the UK. What they used to do is actually they used to go around from city to city and collect all the laws, all the customs, all the traditions, and then they combine. I think it was the 1600s or so. They combined all of them into one massive document, and that's where in the UK we got our laws, our unified laws from. By looking at all the individual laws and customs, and then figuring out which one's the best for everything, basically for an overseeing body. That's how it sort. I mean, there's a lot more detail to it, but that's just the Cliff Notes version, alright? Anyway, where were we? Because the new citizens of our nation were only recently enemies that we had fought with wrong. It is because the cultures are different. Cultures. Each of the 6 states possess different written characters, scales, and measurements, different currencies, as well as values and school of thoughts. School of thoughts. The Confucianists. I can't say that word. The Confucianists of the Central Plains are especially troublesome. For in those provinces, Confucianism is more prevalent than legalism. In other words, a region below the mid to lower end of the Yellow River specifically means Wei, Zhao, and Han. If you truly intend to create a government that is based on law, then what shall erupt will be a separate war in itself. Legalism versus Confucianism. Legalists versus Confucianists. Well, even if you do take care of that, there will be other problems. Confucianism is only one out of many hurdles in your path. At any rate, for the entire land to be governed under a single set of laws will require the people of the 6 states with all the cultural differences to be unified into a single identity. And now, allow me to pose a question to Shobuken. Just what are laws anyway? Answer me, Shobuken. Laws are morals. That's my answer. Has always been my answer. Morals. Unified, a collective moralism to a situation. To regulate people by use of punishment. Ridiculous. Punishment is nothing more than a method and not the true essence of law. Then what is law then, Rishi? The law is a wish. A way to guide both a nation and its people toward the ideal state that one envisions. It's morality, honestly. Morality. That's the history of law, basically. Morality. All of them comes from moral dilemmas that we find, and then we've just enshrined them into law, and that's how it all started. But hey, let's go with alright? Let's go with Make-A-Wish Foundation, alright? A way to guide both a nation and its people toward the real ideal state that one envisions. After unification, just what do you hope to happen to all the people living in these lands? How do you wish them to live their life? What direction do you wish them to take? Ponder the answer to those questions well. If you can do that, then you will naturally begin to see the laws that you desire. So this is Rishi, the keeper of legalism. Of course, that is only the first step out of all the problems that you will face. It all begins with that. So that really was his intention. Do not do this half-heartedly. Foolish laws will only lead to misfortune for your citizens. The reason why Saitama-sama made me the one to stay behind during that meeting was so that I would come to this realization of my own accord. Rishi! For the sake of the world to come after unification, we need the abilities of these men. I beg you, please lend us your strength. We're gonna have all 4 pillars of Ryufu probably switch over. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? I think that would be pretty cool, alright? That's just my thoughts there. I know you're happy different thoughts, but that's just my thoughts there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the final chapter for today. Well, for this video, I should say. Not for today. No, not for today. I'm gonna continue, but for this video specifically. Wink. Chapter 495. Appropriate. And then I need some water. I can feel my chest crushing. It's collapsing right now. It's weird feeling, but hey. Deep breath. Appropriate resolve. Chapter 495. Clack, 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 clack. There he is.
Former member of the Four Pillars of Rio. Rishi, at your majesty's service.
The keeper of legalisms returns to the stage.
Ha! What is the meaning of this chancellor of the left? Shomu-kun.
Quiet down. This may have started off as me acting independently, but now I have received His Majesty's permission.
But Rishi was Ryofui's greatest supporter. Only the heavens know how much work he did behind the scenes. Just how many good men and resources have we lost due to his activities? Even if we gave the other three pillars to ask us to do the same for him is out of the question.
I am of the same opinion. Then return to your cell already. I must refuse. When I heard of your plans for unification, specifically concerning the system of law you will require after, I believe that such an undertaking is far beyond the abilities of any of you here. Even in the whole world, I would say the only two men capable of something of this magnitude would be Kanpishi or myself, aka Hanfei Z. Kanpishi. Okay, I'm well aware of how all of you must, certainly that's the name that's going to come back, you wouldn't just bring that up. I'm well aware of how you all must feel. But the laws that will come after unification will embody the very reason we set out to unify the lands. They are the one method to prove ourselves to the people. When compared to such an important issue, what do a few slights of the past matter? All of us may have once fought each other as political rivals, but now that time is already long past. If we as Shin do not truly stand united as want to face the world, then a unification of all 7 states will forever remain a dream. Yes, sire. A wise decision. Rishidono's skills as a minister are by no means inadequate either. I am certain we will have need of his skills in the years to come.
Kyoku-dono, Chancellor of the Right.
Shohei-kun. And on great terms now, are they? Shobun-kun, you have done well.
For us to raise the issue of recruiting Rishi would have raised suspicion given our shared background in Ryofui's faction, so our hands were tied. It was all Saitaku-sama's guidance. I know. Enough about myself. More importantly, going by the chief of military expression, it was...
Going by the chief of military's expression. Not military expression, I was going to say, like, huh? Chief of military expression. Why do we care about the military's expression? No, but going by the chief of military's expression. It would seem he is struggling with quite a difficult problem for once. What? Doesn't he always look like that? No, Your Majesty. I request that the others vacate the hall. There is something I wish to discuss with you in private. Is he scared of Riboku or something? That's the last time we saw him in a series. Is he scared of Riboku? This is certainly rare. No, rather it's the first time you've asked for this. What is it that troubles you, Shohei-kun? What is the issue that cannot be shared with the others? Next year, we shall launch a full-scale offensive. Yeah, it's Riboku again. Zhao. I am aware. Does he want to be like the general commander for that one? No, that would be something. I am aware of that. Yes, using Kokyo as a staging point, we will begin our campaign of Zhao's western regions, as you say, sire. However, with Riboku at the helm of the western Zhao's defenses, I cannot see even the slightest hint of a way to conquer those lands. What do you mean, Shohei-kun? Was Kokyo not supposed to be the key that would allow this campaign to be possible? Of course, Kokyo will play a key role, but right now Riboku has suddenly ordered the construction of several forts and castles over a wide stretch of... I see. Like a base of operations, is that what it is? Castle over a wide stretch of western Zhao. Castles, empty areas that originally posed no threat, have now become rife with new enemy outposts. Even now, western Zhao's defense lines are growing more and more complex by the day. And while the construction work has begun with the area closest to us, they have also already started laying the groundwork for the inners. Basically, that's going to be a true like war of endurance. It's like that image here shows like a wave, which is endless wave. That is to say, Riboku is planning to not only engage us defensively at the outer perimeter, but is also setting up several more defense lines to fall back to later. Yeah, just wave after wave. And though we predict that these hastily erected lines could not be considered very strong on an individual basis, it does not change the fact that our Shin army will have to continuously force their way through them, one after another. The campaign for Western Zhao is sure to drag out into a long-term war. Long-term. How many years? 10.
10-year war. 10 whole years, but that is, yes, sire. It would hardly be conducive to fulfilling our deadline of conquering all 6 states within 15 years. I mean, you do that for 10 years and you just rush everyone for... As I said, the other states are not going to take this lightly. When they see Zhao being attacked, they're going to carry it, especially if it's going to come and attack. I would guess that Riboku has realized that Shin's stamina and resources will not last long enough for us to unify the states unless we can swiftly conquer Zhao. Hence he has decided to drag out the battle for Western Zhao as long as possible. Sire, considering our opponent is Riboku, even if we were able to take West Zhao in an optimistic estimate of 10 years, the royal capital Canton itself would take a few more years. Regretfully, I have concluded that if we were to adopt an orthodox approach, even conquering Zhao within 15 years would be an uncertainty, much less total unification. An orthodox approach. What's the unorthodox approach here? That. You said orthodox approach. Did you not? Then do you mean that there is an unorthodox method we could take? Sneak in. Dun 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 dun. Keep going with me, perfect. Shoei-kun, yes, sire. Although to do this would come at the great cost of life, there is only one other play available to us. Bizarre as it may be, a bizarre plan that comes at a great cost. And what exactly does it entail, Shoei-kun, sire? I shall provide a brief explanation, so please listen carefully. First, Zhao's royal capital of Canton, is protected to the west by the Taikyo mountain range, a natural... Are we about to go mountain climbing and just attack Canton outright? It's protected to the west by the Taikyo mountain range, a natural shield, you could say. While to the south lies Gyokyo, Zhou's second largest city, which guards the shores of the Yellow River. You truly could say that Canton is surrounded by a wall of... Are we about to, like, go through the Yellow River and then another team go through the mountain or something? Oh, listen. Well, he was in the mountains and whatnot. Of course, I am aware of that. Currently, Riboku is focusing his efforts into fortifying the western reaches beyond the mountains. He sees the mountains as his final line of defense and wishes to prevent enemies from drawing near. However, the fact that he is concentrating his efforts on one area can also be interpreted to mean his attention is preoccupied by only that one thing. So we will then use the western campaign as a feint and move up through the south. Oh boy. Then immediately attack and capture the city of Gyo, located at Canton's throat. So you capture the second largest city to then go up the... That is most certainly going to come at a huge cost of life. Gyo, you said? Did you just say we will strike Gyo? Gyo and Canton lie but a short distance away from each other. I am fully aware that to ignore all previous strategy and to strike only at Gyo sounds like the foolish rambling. You're going to climb the mountain or go through the river or whatnot, and then you're going to go at the second largest city only to go to the largest city. Good luck with that. But the fact is, anything up... One second, let me go up again to the map. So to the west is the mountain range. We know of a certain mountain bandits, eh? With a certain, I guess at this point, great general at the forefront, eh? Yotanwa. They could come from that side, but I don't know about the river part. You can build ships for that, I guess. The mountain range. Yotanwa. Anyway, let's go back down. Gyo and Canton lie with a short distance away from each other. I'm fully aware that to ignore our previous strategy and to strike only at Gyo sounds like the foolish ramblings of a child. But the fact is, anything other than an unconventional approach like this will never give us the chance to outsmart Riboku. But something like that is, Your Majesty. If we are able to capture Gyo, then within 3 years, we will be able to take Canton and destroy Zhao. 3 years? Of course, sire. Of course, Sire is not wrong either to suddenly leap deep into Zhao's bustle and target Gyo of all things is an act far removed from common sense. To consider it a strategy would be laughable in itself, even assuming we were able to successfully make our Kanki folks are good at the mountains too. To consider it a strategy would be laughable in itself, even assuming we were able to successfully make our way to Gyo. We are guaranteed to come under attack by the numerous formidable royal capital defense units that crowd the region. A suicide mission, basically. If it works great. If it doesn't work, you're screwed. To say that sieging and capturing Gyo in such an environment would be difficult is an understatement. I fear that to adopt such an attack will result in an incomparable level of casualties, and if this were to end in defeat, then we should be prepared for the possibility of our forces being completely wiped out to the last man. But even so, this is required for the conquest of the 6 states. As chief of the military, I believe that this attack is a necessary step for the sake of unification. Please, Your Majesty, I ask that you gather the appropriate resolve and give the order to begin preparations for an attack on Gyo. Okay, here's my thing. I get it. And I think the risks are... okay. And I'll let you know why. You've got 15 years for all of China. The first state that you invade is going to be the hardest one. Simply because of the fact that it's going to make your intentions are known, but it's you're gonna have to balance attack and defense. Once you own 2 states, it's gonna be harder to maintain that focus on both states. But you can launch attacks from different angles. You can have one launch from Shin and one launch from Zhao. So for the first one, you kind of gotta go big, I guess. You know, risk it all. Draft some new peoples. But I feel like Riboku is gonna be aware of that plan. I truly feel like again, don't underestimate Riboku, and I feel like he's gonna be aware of that plan too. He's gonna have a few very, very strong individuals there, just in case. I would do it. For the sake of victory, one must take a risky gamble. I feel like that's the right approach to make. I know I'm saying that because, I know for a fact it's going to happen, because otherwise it wouldn't have been brought up. But yeah, I think it needs to happen. And if got people that are good with like mountain terrain and whatnot, Kanki's group, Yotanwa. I want to say Osen too. So you've got people that are like good at that specific thing. So I would do it. That's all I'm gonna say. I would do it. Then again, I would most likely always go. I would always risk it, because if you want to capture all of it, then you gotta go big. You'll go home basically. So I would risk it. But let me know what you lot would do. I'm quite intrigued actually. Let me know what you lot would do. Anyway, folks, that's all I've got to say now about this episode. These chapters. I need to get myself a drink. I'll see you all in the next one, everyone. Until then, have a nice day. Peace out and bye. Hey everybody, if you like this video, please be sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And if you want to see more of these kind of videos, be sure to check out Patreon to get 1 week early access as well as full length. Until next time everybody, peace out and have a nice day.